Aloha, welcome to my channel of island living. I'm doing a video of me driving from the west side of the island on Maui, which would be the Lahaina side. I'm driving from Kahana up north, past Honolulu Bay to an area called the Blowhole. It's a popular place out here where you can hike down in. It takes about 10 minutes to hike down to the Blowhole. The Blowhole is a big hole in the ground, a hole in the land, in the terrain, where it blows water up, sometimes 100 feet. So the drive to this area is extremely beautiful. It's just really nice. I enjoy driving up here. It's another one of my favorite places, probably my second favorite place on the island to go to. Just to drive and then go up and sit by the Blowhole. It could be a little windy, sometimes you get a little rain, but it's a really nice place to hike around in, just enjoy. So right now, just going to be passing through Nakalele. Then we go past Kapalua, then it'll be Honolulu Bay, and then just keep going north of there. It's mile marker 38.5. Once you see the 38 marker, the little green sign on the side of the road says 38, go another half a mile more. They actually paved the side of the road now where you park. They did that a couple years ago. Sometimes there's people selling banana bread and coconuts and stuff like that there. There might not be right now because the island's still closed, but for the most part, there's a place to park. It used to be just dirt, but now they've actually paved it. So there's no sign saying where it is. Sometimes the grass is really high in front, but we don't have any creatures in our grass or on the island here. We have, just the mongooses, some centipedes, scorpions, and under old wood. But if you have to walk through the grass to go to the Blowhole, if no one's gone up there and cut it back, then it's still pretty safe. There's usually a little trail, and it's just a beautiful view, beautiful place to visit. Sometimes I just go up here and sit and enjoy the view. Helicopters fly over this area a lot. But after the Blowhole, I wouldn't recommend going north anymore. It goes around the island, but it's not safe. It ends up being a single lane road, and as one helicopter pilot put it, once you go on it once, you won't go on it again. It's used for emergency road. There is a couple houses back in there. There is a gallery a little further. I haven't personally been to it. I've been up farther, but I've almost gone over the cliff years ago, so I haven't traveled past the Blowhole in a while. So we're just passing Kapalua. On my left would be the Kapalua Golf Course Academy, and there's nobody really out there right now. Going a little fast here, gonna slow down, going downhill. Next location is going to be coming up on the 35 mile zone here. My speed limit is pretty high. So the next place is going to be the plantation course will be on my right, and Fleming Beach is on your left, which is in Kapalua. So we got some new houses here, some new estates, Lahaina estates. And then this takes you to the plantation right here if you make a right, in the plantation estates. And then it says Lower Honopuna Road, that takes you to Fleming Beach. They do have one lifeguard on that beach, DT Fleming. Most of our beaches don't have lifeguards. Only 25 through here, 35, 25. It's a windy road. go up and down some hills, but it's pretty green back through here. Again, this area gets rain probably every day, some type of rain, sprinkles. And then right in here is Honolulu Bay, and you have to park on the side of the road. There's not a lot of parking, and it's a very, very rocky beach to lay on. That is the area that the boats go to Honolulu Bay, where they go out of Kanapali on the catamarans north to Honolulu Bay, and you snorkel for the day, and then you go back. But there is a beach there, but it's really, really rocky. But the snorkeling is excellent, and that is where the big surf is too as well. So up here we're going to come to, it's like an emergency turnout that overlooks where people surf at Honolulu Bay from down below. So I'm going to drive through it and then go back onto the main road. So I have a car following me that will stay off my tail. So up top is where we're headed, and this is the parking lot. It's an emergency parking lot, and down below is Honolulu Bay. So there's an area that starts back there. I'm not sure what the name of it is, what they've named it, but down here is Honolulu Bay with all the rocks and stuff are. But people park back there, or they park up further here. So I'm going to continue on this road to the Blowhole. So we're at mile marker 32 right now, and I started at about 27 or 28. So we need to go to 38. So basically we're going 6.5 miles, but it's a slow drive because of the turns, and it's only 25. So this is a place where you have to yield. Only one car can cross the bridge at a time. So looks like I'm the only one here. And when you cross, if there's a line, the whole line goes and the other side goes, and so forth. So there's a house here on the right. There's some restrooms, and people hike right there. They park there and hike back into the forest there. Little trails and stuff. I don't know if there's a lot to see there. I haven't actually hiked it. So now we're at mile marker 33. So as you're driving up to the Blowhole, naturally the mountains on your right side, and on the ocean side, your left side coming back, there's some turnouts where you can take a picture or videotape the terrain, which is really beautiful. Bay looks flat. So we're coming up on its next turn or so. It's the bay, Honolulu Bay, where our big surf is on this side of the island in November. You turn right here on this left here, and you go down, park in there, and then the surfers hike down in there to the ocean. But it's in November we have the surf contests. And this is our North Shore on the west side, the North Shore, where the swells come in November, and they're pretty large swells. So, but you park at the top, and then the surfers hike down through the mountain down to the ocean. Trying to surf or enter the water from Honolulu Bay is quite difficult. It's a long paddle out. And then of course all the rocks. So there's a trail. They all find their way down to the ocean when they park at the top. It looked pretty flat when I went by. I didn't see any surfers out there. So we should be coming in the high surf here shortly. We're in October, so this road, for the most part, is usually pretty empty. Like I said, there's a couple houses back in here, but when people come visit, the tourists are here, it's pretty busy. We're entering in like no civilization really, as far as like there's no facilities if you have to use a restroom or buy food or anything, other than, like I said, sometimes they sell recently banana bread and that kind of stuff. At the Blowhole, I've seen people set up pop tents there and sell a little bit of food, not much, or knickknacks, souvenirs. So it looks like we're going down the mountain, then we'll be going up some couple steep hills here shortly. All these green trees. We have some clouds hanging around today, so there's a possibility when I get up there might be some rain. I don't see any dropping just yet because I still see blue sky. So we're about 88 degrees here still in October. It was a real nice day. I was on the beach yesterday. Swam a lot. I stayed out to watch the sunset. Ran into a lot of friends. At night, we're getting down to about 78, and then by midnight, we're back up to about 80. So the nighttime hours are still pretty warm, which that's normal for Maui. So it's been like 78, 80 at night, and 88 in the day. So we're not fluctuating that much. We usually go from warm to hot, then hot to warm. We don't get cool or cold. If you're up elevation, like up the mountain or up what we call up country, Kula's 4,000 feet. It gets, 40 degrees and stuff like that up there sometimes. And 60s, 70s, that kind of thing. But at night it can get really cold. I drove up Kula one day and forgot I only had my slippers on, and I froze with my feet. I didn't have any socks with me or any sneakers. So if you go up Kula, go up the mountain, you gotta dress a little warmer, and then just take off your sweatshirt or your shoes and put your slippers on when you come back down the mountain. So we just passed one house back there on the left, on the ocean side. Looks like there's a wrecked car there. I don't know why they haven't moved that away yet. So this is one of the steep hills we're going to be going up here. It's starting to get steep as we go up the mountain. So people do ride their bikes back in here, but you have to watch them when you come around the curves because it's pretty tight. So this is the blow your horn. I don't know too many people that blow their horns, but I just, you go kind of slow around here. Once in a while you have larger vehicles back in here, but not very often. So now we're already at mile marker 38.5. And again, there's turnouts on the ocean side where you can pull off the road and take, some video of this, some pictures or videos of this area. It's really, really pretty. I love it. Got little rocks right there. The terrain right here to the left is absolutely beautiful. The side of the island, you can see this red clay, red rock. It's really pretty. And then the water in the background. On the way back, I'll stop there. I don't see anybody on the road, just me. Coming down the hill again, or down the mountain. It's not too bad. It's just you have to watch your turns. So we're at 36 already. 2.5 more miles. So there's a couple different blowholes on the island. It's kind of interesting story. Not the one that I'm going to, but another one nearby. I haven't actually been to it, but my good friend who's, well, a good friend that used to live out here was a professional golfer, club pro. Here's some more houses right here. I can hear these are all houses down below. So anyway, he's a professional golfer, and his wife was 8 months pregnant, and he went to the blowhole, and his brother came out to visit. His wife was here, and his mom was here, and he slipped, and because there's always this real slippery, algae and stuff around the blowhole, and fell in it. Now you don't live to tell about the blowhole. So here's another. It's like a little park area. Residents live on the right here. Some more residents here. We're gonna go up this steep hill. So he fell down the blowhole. This is a really steep hill. He fell down the blowhole and basically lived to tell about it. But once he fell down the blowhole, he went under, and he's a pretty good swimmer. He's 6'2" or 3, and he was fighting for his life, and he thought for sure he was gonna die. And then the waves kept taking him out and then bringing him in and then pounding him against the coral underneath. And then it kept hitting him and hitting him and hitting him, slamming him into the coral. And then he actually, it took him out again. He said he for sure thought he was going to die. His wife's 8 months pregnant on the side, his brother, his mom. And, he's in his 30s. And then boom, a wave came in. He's fighting his way, and then boom, it shot him right up through the blowhole, and he was able to get out. And I've seen his upper body without a shirt. He came to work and showed everybody, and he was pretty beat up from the coral. And from then on, we teased him, don't go down the blowhole. So when you're around the blowhole, a lot of people like to stand under it when it sprays the water. When it comes shooting the water up, I wouldn't recommend it. My friend's story would, if you heard it, which I just told it, you wouldn't stand near the blowhole, right under it, where people like to try to get wet or shower or whatever. Don't stand underneath the blowhole. Don't stand that close to the blowhole. It's neat to observe from the top up here in the mountain, but to hike down below, it's pretty neat. There's a beautiful view there, and I've been there one day when I was sitting near it on the side, close on the cliff, close to the ocean, and I was down here by myself at about 7 in the morning, and no one was around me. And the wind came, and literally, and the wave came. Several waves kept coming, splashing over me, and I almost went over. And I thought, well, nobody would even know I was gone, other than my car. But it's not dangerous if you just stay near don't go into the blowhole, and you're not near the edge of it. But it's a beautiful view. People walk around all over here, and then they make little signs and words with rocks and stuff like that. So they do that. So we're at mile marker 37, so we got another 1.5 miles. Let's see. Again, there's no signage for it, so you just got to know where it is. If you just count 1/2 mile after 38, so we're coming up upon that. We'll be passing, it's a cattle guard, one of those cattle guard things in the road, and I believe it's a mile after that. So we're coming up upon the cattle guard that's right across the road, and you cross over that. Yeah, it says right here, cattle guard. So once we cross over this cattle guard, it's about 1 mile from here. All right. We don't have any animals other than the ones I named here on island. They're on Molokai and Lanai mainly. There's turkeys and deer. Some hogs here and there, probably more on Molokai. But we don't have any other animals that run around our island that I'm aware of. I've never heard of anybody, deer hunting or anything on this island. So they are on Lanai though. So here's 38, which is where, you know, you think you would stop because there's a place to park, but it's not the place. You got to go half a mile more. So we'll count a half a mile from here. And it's, once you've been here, you kind of remember where it is. I haven't been up here in a few months, but maybe since last year, I'm not sure. Let's see. The grass might be growing pretty tall here. So you can see all the trees. It's very green back in here. Clouds are above. Probably gonna get some rain here shortly in this area, so I probably won't stay up here very long. Just kind of wanted to do the drive and create this video with my phone while I'm driving. So it still says 38.5 right here, so it's coming up, I believe, around the next bend here. Yep, here he is. We got 2-3 cars here. This is the blowholes, and then you just kind of park here to the left. And right in front of me, actually, is a little sign. You can see it says blowhole, park and walk at your own risk. Okay, so this is the drive to the blowhole. There's no one selling banana bread. There's no signage here other than this little sign. There's the grass is pretty tall. There's a few cars here. Look like local cars, and yeah, they're all pretty much local because of the plates, you can tell. And then, so anyway, I'm just gonna go out and shoot a little video. I'll put that on my, well, maybe I'll put that on this camera. I brought my other camera as well. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and finish this video here, and then I'll probably do another video with my other camera. So let me get out of the vehicle and walk through here. I'm in my slippers, so it's pretty safe to walk in slippers. I'm just not going to go down below. So let me get out of my car. And here's the signage to the blowhole. That's all you're gonna get. So someone made this sign. So anyway, I like to go over this way. There's some glass in the ground here and stuff. I mean, there is break-ins of cars sometimes, so, but there's not a lot of people back in here, so I don't know how often or how long that glass has been there. Here's the little trail that I was telling you about. The grass is not too high, and it's still easily to maneuver, easy to walk. There's several ways to go here. I always like to go sit over here, so I have an area that I like to sit at. So let's see. You know, sometimes you get different paths based on the rain, you know. So I always go away from people as much as possible. When the island is full, sometimes you just need a few minutes to yourself and not be asking or answering questions all the time where things are. But we all help. It's a very hospitable island, so sometimes you need a little break. So this is to the right of the blowhole. I'm gonna go over here and shoot some view. It's incredible view, and I usually go sit up there, so I'm gonna go over here and shoot some of this video. And I feel the wind, but it's not too bad. But with the clouds over, I can see the clouds coming in the background. Rain clouds. Now again, this is above the blowhole. I'm not hiking down in it. You would need sneakers or little hiking boots to hike down to the blowhole. I'm in my slippers, which you call sandals, or you guys call flip-flops. We call them slippers. So this is the view of the west side of Maui at the Blowhole. There's that rock in the background there. That point is where I drove to one time and didn't realize I didn't have enough gas to make it to the other side. It's basically our emergency road. There is a gallery, I think, just past that, but I tried to turn around and the road wasn't wide enough for one car, and I almost went over the cliffs. So that was probably dumb on my part, but I experienced something that I haven't drove back there since then. So anyway, there's no gas stations or anything. It's an emergency road. People, when the road is closed, the main road 30 is closed, Ho'oponoponopono Road, then people take this road when they're trying to get to the airport and things, but it's not really safe. Okay, so down below is the island, and it's so beautiful. Okay, and over here to the left, down below, where there it is, the Blowhole just spouted up a little bit, so that was probably maybe, can't see from here, but maybe 20, 25 feet. Sometimes it blows up to 100 feet. So you can see all the little rocks and stuff. You would just walk down this dirt trails here, down below, and it says probably a 10-15 minute walk down there, and then it's real, the water and stuff. I was sitting on those cliffs right there, one of those rock cliffs on this right, and that's when the waves were coming over me, and I almost fell over one morning. So anyway, it's beautiful. People like to hike all around in here. Got mile marker 38.5 at the Blowhole. Your rental cars actually don't cover you after you leave this area to go further north. It actually cancels your contract to go further north. I used to work for a really place a long time ago, so I've done many different jobs out here, and it'll cancel your contract, so you're not supposed to go out. So anyway, it's beautiful, isn't it? Ocean, just ocean and ocean forever. The ocean goes the ocean. I've never seen, we're coming into whale season. Not that they're not out there, but I don't think I've ever seen a whale on this side of the island, like up in this area. They are kind of habitable, so they like to stay in the area where I showed you, the Kahana and by the Nakalele Bay and stuff. That's where a lot of your whales like to stay. But they can't swim around anyplace else. It's just, I don't think I've ever seen this area before. And this is my second favorite spot after Blowhole Beach. Once I discovered this, I loved it. So I've seen the water spouting down there. I've seen a little rainbow in the water, how that reflects off the sun. That was kind of cool. There's Blowhole. It's just blowing up maybe a few feet there. The swells are too large at the moment. The larger the swells, the higher the Blowhole blows. And you see that down there. And then over there, that's just such an awesome view. So it's green back in here. Look at those plants. I don't see too much, but people like to take rocks and write their names or make heart symbols and different things in this area. Looks like someone planted 2 crosses over there. That's kind of new, but when the weather comes, the rain comes, it kind of moves things around a little bit. So but yeah, look at this greenery here on the terrain. This is like such an awesome view. I love it. And coming in from where I live, the Kahana area, to Blowhole, I left mile marker 28. I'm at 38.5. Okay. 15-minute drive. I tell people 20. I always tell tourists a little bit more because they don't know where they're going. But the average is about 20 minutes from my house. So it's an easy place to come to escape the everyday life, I guess, and just enjoy the view here. So bring your sneakers or your little hiking boots for this area. I wouldn't recommend your sandals your flip-flops, whatever you call them, at all walking down to the blowhole. Even those kind that you guys wear that's strapped over, I wouldn't recommend those big because there's a lot of, you can see this rock, it's movable, it can slide. So there's other places, different levels here you could go down to, but I would, be very, very cautious and careful if you did. That would be at your own discretion, your own risk, as the sign says. Well, that was a huge blow. I mean, that spout there was that one. That was probably 100 feet, maybe 50 to 70 feet, 85. There we go, there's the blowhole. It's gonna load. Underneath, it's you, the water, and the coral, and it's just slamming down. And this body, there's two people, I don't know if you can see them, they are walking down to the blowhole. They have it's not at the car here, it's not this size they're walking down to the blowhole. Yeah, it's a pretty easy walk. You still want to watch your footage. So if you want to hike, per se, or in this area, it's really just walking around. But there we go, that's a pretty good blow. That was probably 100, up top, so I'm guessing that was pretty high. It goes above those rocks. Yeah, there's people headed down there, and there's black shirts and Levi's shorts, it looks like, and sneakers, guy and a girl. So right behind us is the Maka side, the mountain side. That's some of the side of the terrain there.